fellow esteemed Ultra XPT followers. I'm at Miami Beach right now, walking around. I figured I'd tell you all the story about how I turned 2K into like 1.2 million into like a couple $100 now. So the market took most of it. At the peak I had about 1.2 mil. Some of it was a liquid, but it was, I think if I would have liquid, it would have been above 1, I think. And then, yeah, so the market rugged about half that when Bitcoin was at 60K. And then, yeah, the scammers rugged the rest. So I got scammed by really 3 separate situations that all happened since I came to Miami. Miami basically just like took everything I have. Like I'm like living out of my car. Like, it's like it was so good and it got so bad so fast. And yeah, so the first scammer was Jared Lang. JaredLangCollection.com. Plug his shit for him. Might as well go get scammed by him too, since I did, right? This motherfucker is absolute asshole and a piece of shit, and I'm suing him actively. So I got that going for me. He committed like federal wire fraud against me. So I first met Jared in October of 2020. So in October I started Toshimon. Toshimon.io was my company. It has since been taken from me by my devs, but we'll get to that as well. And so in October 2020, final place to post up for a second. I knew that like NFTs were about to pop off, basically, and a lot of people did. I mean, it was pretty clear that NFTs were like the next wave, and I was like, well, what's a cool use for NFTs? I was like, well, you know, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, you know, all these trading card collectible games are going to pop off, right? And so I went to work and started building Toshimon, and you know, didn't have any startup capital. I had 2K. This was in October. It was, the bull run had been going for a while, but I just didn't have any money. I was I was a law student at Wake Forest. I'm still technically, I'm going back in spring, I guess. I don't fucking know if I will or not, but yeah. So, anyways, I didn't have much capital, and so the way that you started projects back then was to bootstrap them with yield farming, and so that's what I did. And I airdropped 100% of the supply of the token, and I just knew that I wanted to make the cards and make a game that was playable, and I wanted it to be just a battling game that used cards, you know, kind of like Pokemon Stadium, but for blockchain. That was the idea, right? And it did well, but I didn't have much capital to begin with, and you know, you had to pay for the artwork, we had to pay for all the crap, and so early on we bootstrapped the liquidity, but we also locked the dev tokens, and then we airdropped 100% of the supply. And like a dumbass, I actually airdropped 100% of the supply. Like, I didn't give myself any. Like, I actually did it. Because it's kind of scummy to do. But, like, you know, a lot of people probably do that when they make these tokens, right? They give themselves some and then they use that. I didn't, though. I actually airdropped it to 100% of supply. So, at the peak, that airdrop was worth, because of the LP NFT program that I came up with, too, that airdrop was worth about 70K at the peak, and it's still worth like over 20K each airdrop. Completely random, just for doing a Google form. Anyways, long story short, we ran into issues where, you know, I didn't have enough money to pay the artist. I didn't have enough money to do any of that stuff. And so I was seeking like someone to take an equity in the company, basically. I don't know if I would say seeking, but I was putting it out there, and people were hitting me up. I didn't even want much. I wanted like 5K. I just needed enough. I just wanted enough to pay the artists and make a business, you know. And yeah, so I put it out there. Jared Lang was one of the first ones to like hit me up about it. He saw like I made a post about it. I was like, hey guys, like I need money for artists for Toshimon. Hit me up. I tweeted about it. He was one of the first guys. He'd been one of my reply guys for a while. He was tweeting me a bunch of these like fractal patterns of Bitcoin, you know, being really bullish. And I've always been bullish on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin was at like 9K or something at the time, and I was telling everybody it was going to go up. And so we had bonded over that a little bit. But then he started talking about Toshimon. He's like, well, like, I want to get invested in it. I'm a VC, you know, I've got all this experience doing VC stuff. I'm a millionaire. And so I went to his website and stuff. checked out his Instagram, all that. He's legit. He said that his brother-in-law was Ryan Cohen, which is the CEO of GameStop. And on his Instagram, he's got pictures with him, and I did research, and he actually is. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, this could be a good deal. And we started talking, and I offered him, like a significant chunk of the company for like 40. We were talking about him getting like 40% of the company, but then he just ghosted me, and he never paid me. He never did anything. I made an agreement. I had an agreement drafted up by one of my, friends that's a lawyer, and he never signed it, and he never followed up on it. And he sent me like some clothes and stuff in the mail. So like I have some Jared Lang clothes, and then he sent me like a couple $100 like over Zelle because I was just dead broke. But it was like in a personal capacity. Like he even called like beer money. He's like, here's some beer money for you. I was like, okay, cool, thanks, man. So I was like, he kind of had a father figure vibe to him as well, which I'm probably more likely to succumb to than others. I aged out of foster care. Yeah, I don't. I'm like my undergrad was paid for by the Orphan Foundation. Like, I don't have a huge support network or anything like that. So I think that's a weakness that I have, is that he was playing a father figure type role. Anyways, long story short, I didn't talk to him again. And I had to go in and out of devs, multiple devs with Toshamon. Like, I've had 3 different devs that were working on it. I can like read Solidity, but I can't code Solidity, and I can't do Web3 yet. After this, my goal is to try to learn it now, because it's just like absurd. But anyways, so yeah, so we're going through devs. Multiple times Toshamon was about to fall apart, and there was going to be just nobody but me, and I would have to fucking go on Twitter and start searching up people that did Solidity and try to find somebody that would work for us. And to do it, like, there's 3 distinct times in my head that Toshamon would have completely gone under, and we would have been rug pulled and had no liquidity. Because the thing is, with these coins on Uniswap, you have to have liquidity incentives. That's what the yield farming is that you're getting people to keep liquidity into the token, and they're risking impermanent loss or whatever, but it stops your token from getting rug pulled, right? So I was constantly trying to deal with that issue, and that's why I came up with the LP NFTs, the liquidity providing NFTs, and with that we locked like $1 million worth of liquidity. So even despite all of the horrible FUD that Toshamon's had, it'll still never rug. It's impossible to rug. The liquidity tokens are burned, and we burned liquidity tokens in exchange for yield farming NFTs. And I did that because I wanted to make sure that the community would be fine. The thing is, like, I don't think people understand. It's like, I did all this shit for the fucking community. I never paid myself. Like, that's what happened, is I got rugged because I didn't pay myself. So anyways, let me get past that. I'm gonna get to the meat of it. I have ADD, obviously, or ADHD or something like that. But anyways, so yeah, so Toshamon. I'm gonna walk back this way because there's too many fucking people that way. Anyways, so yeah, so we got we had some liquidity in the pool and all that. I locked the liquidity. When I locked the liquidity, the token fucking skyrocketed. It went to like 180 a token when we did the LP NFT thing. Because that got us past having to always have a carrot to dangle to make people provide liquidity. And we could just be having yield farming with the NFTs and have to actually keep like dangling it over and over. Like, people wouldn't know what to expect. And so it helped a lot. But anyways, when that happened, I guess Jared Lang caught wind of it again. The token pumping really hard. And I've been like against scammers on CT, like very vocally against it. To the point to where, like, I got canceled for trying to cancel the scammers before. I'm not gonna get into it right now because there's so much other shit to get into. But like, I'm very vocally against it, and like, I airdropped 100% of the circulating supply, 70K each. Like, name another token that did that. No one did that no one's done that on CT. There was a couple tokens that went pretty high, but at the peak it was 70K each to 100 fucking random people on my Twitter. Okay, I didn't get myself any. But anyways, so I get into the market's peaking at 60K. Bitcoin's at 60K. It's peaking like crazy, and it's frothy. Market's super frothy, and the token dumped, and everything dumped. Ethereum dumped, and just basically everything was just fucking dumping. And I went to the Bitcoin conference, right? So at the Bitcoin conference, I get there and I'm meeting up with people from CT and everything's honky-dory. You know, the market tanked, so like I'm down from like 1.2 million down to like 500K or something like that. But it was like, you know, my investments are in good tokens. It's going to come back, right? And so I was like, it's fine. It's no big deal. I'll be good. And so, you know, I'm living it up, you know, having a good time. Mind you, like, I hadn't paid myself any from Toshamon yet. I paid myself like 1 ETH, maybe something like that. And I'd put in a fuck ton of my own money, like 10K at least of my own money at this point, which was a lot to me, like when I was putting that money in. And yeah, I hadn't paid myself basically anything. And so all these my tokens are dumping and stuff. And you know, a lot of my net worth is in my developer tokens for Toshamon. I didn't want to sell them. And so I was like, well, guys, I'm going to start taking like some salary out of the fuck, I need to tell about the Jared Lang part first. So that was the derby part. But anyways, so Jared Lang hits me up and he's like, hey man, like, you know, me and my brother-in-law, Ryan Cohen, are still interested like in Toshamon. And, you know, we see that you're a success now and like we want to invest and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I mean, we can meet up if you want. And the guy lives in Miami. So I was like, I'll meet up with you. And so we went to this club called Astra. And went to Astra, and it was like a nice club. And he like bought me drinks and like some fancy food and stuff. You're gonna spend a few $100 on me. And talked to me about Toshamon and talked about how he wanted to get an equity position for GameStop because GameStop was looking to get into NFTs. So I did research on all of it. And, you know, at this point, I didn't have any bad blood with him or anything. You know, we were just like, it was just like we had tried to do a deal before and we just never did a deal. But like, you know, he still had sent me some clothes and he had sent me like a couple $100 for beer money and stuff like that. You know, like we didn't have any bad blood at all. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. We met up with him, talked with him. He's like, yeah, I'm ready to wire you 300K in exchange for, you know, some developer tokens and equity, and we can work about the rest of it as we go. And I was like, okay, that sounds pretty good to me right now, because he wasn't going to sell the tokens, and I didn't really want to sell the tokens myself because I didn't want to dump on people. And he was saying he wanted to lock them up and just to have the tokens. He's like, man, I'm going to give these tokens to my kids one day because Toshamon's going to be huge and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, I respect that. I like that. I don't want you to sell the tokens. I don't want to sell the tokens. I don't like selling anything. I didn't sell any when I had that money, I didn't sell anything and buy anything for myself. I just kept it in crypto like a dumbass. Like, I could have had, you know, a nicer car. I could have had, you know, I could have been dripped out, you know. Now look at me. But anyways, so I'm not a seller generally, but I should be. Eventually I'm going to become a seller. I'm going to sell small amounts. If I ever make money again, I'll sell small amounts just to make sure that I can like live. Because like right now I'm literally been sleeping in rest stops. But anyways, a shitty car, very shitty. The bumper fell off. When I came to Miami, my bumper just straight up fell off, dude. 100% gone. So I'm driving around with no fucking front bumper. But anyways, and I'm sleeping in my fucking car in like a hobo. Reminds me when I was a kid. But anyways, so yeah, so he said all this stuff and he's like, okay man, so just send me, like what we're gonna do is you send me the tokens and then I'll wire you the money to your bank account. And I was like, well dude, first of all, I don't have a bank account. I've been using fucking Cash App. He's like, okay, well go get a bank account. So I'll go and set up a bank account. And he's like, all right, so go ahead and send the tokens. I'm at the bank now and send the tokens. And I was like, well dude, we don't even know like how many tokens you're gonna get and stuff like that. He's like, well, how about this? You send me the tokens and I'll send you the money and then we'll work out the contract part later. And we'll send the tokens and I'll just custody them. I'll agree not to sell them. I'll just custody them in exchange for like an agreement to negotiate. So he wanted to form a contract to negotiate. And the consideration was that, you know, I give him the tokens and then he gives me a wire amount. And once we agree on the terms and stuff, he sends me back partial tokens and all this stuff. I don't know. I just trusted the guy. I mean, I knew he was a millionaire. I knew that he has money. And I didn't think that he was going to commit wire fraud. You know, like, I just didn't think that would happen. But that's what he did. And he got the tokens. He waited a few days. I actually don't know why this happened this way. Like, I don't know what he did at all. Like, he might have, for all I know, like, he got, like, maybe this is just me wanting him to be, like, benevolent or something, or not, because, like, I just trusted the guy, but, like, for all I know, like, he got the tokens, then he got scammed, because it was weird, because he didn't sell for, like, 3 days. Like, he got the tokens, and then, like, he just didn't sell for, like, 3 days. He just held them. I was like, okay, cool, but he still didn't send the wire, and I was like, dude, why haven't you sent the wire? He's like, oh, I just, like, need to verify that I have the tokens. And so I knew that this was his wallet, and he definitely had the tokens, because he wanted me to help him on Uniswap by Haka, which is another token, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll help you learn how to use Uniswap, and I'll help you buy this Haka token. And I helped him, and then he sent me some, like he sent me like $100 worth of ETH or something for helping him. He's like, thanks for teaching me how to use Uniswap. And so, like, I had sent tokens to this wallet before, and I had received tokens back to this wallet before. So I knew he owned this wallet. And that's the same wallet that he asked me to send them to. And he sent me the address for it and was like, yeah, I verified it. This is the one I have, blah, blah. And then when he got it, he was like, oh, like, I don't see the token in my ledger. And I was like, well, it's like a top 1,000 token. It's not going to be, like, native in Ledger. Like, you have to use, like, my Ether wallet. And I was like, just like we did for Haka. And he's like, oh, yeah, just like we did for Haka. And he goes and checks my Ether wallet, I guess. But then, like, long story short, I mean, the dude is an investor, like, for, like, FTX. Like, he's done a bunch of the ICOs and stuff like that on FTX. And so, like, he's got experience doing this. He knew what he was doing enough to do it. He just didn't know about Uniswap as much. But anyways, so long story short, he gets the tokens and he starts fucking market dumping them. Then he calls me a scammer and said that I owed him equity in the company anyways, because of we had negotiated, and I had sent him a thing, but he just ghosted me. He's like, I sent you beer money. I was like, dude, you sent that to my personal account, and it was like $200. And he sent me some clothes, and then he was like trying to say that because basically he had FOMO because Toshimon did well, and he wanted to try to take. I honestly don't know if that's what something he was coming up with after the fact, and that was like his like defense after he like lost the token somehow, or if that was something that he just had planned the whole time and was like, oh, I'm gonna go like vigilante and like get these tokens and take it from him. I don't fucking know, dude. I honestly don't know. The dude's insane. The dude's crazy. I get in there, I'm at Astra. The dude's face is like, I mean, it's definitely him, but like his nose is wider and like his jawline is wider. The dude's been on a bunch of fucking gear. He's been on, growth hormone or some shit. Like, I don't know, dude. He's got that, the same look that Dana White and shit has. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Forget about that part. But it's crazy. So, long story short, I had to file with the IC3, which is like the Internet Crimes Division. And it's like a big bureaucratic nightmare, and it takes forever to get anything done. And it just generally just sucks. Like, turn around. It just generally sucks. And it's gonna take forever. And I'm working on getting a lawsuit for that. But anyways, it was about 300, 400K of tokens at the time, and now those tokens would have been worth like 600K or 700K if I still had them, which he was never supposed to even fucking sell them. He was supposed to be custodying them and then giving me back a portion once we decide on the agreement. It's a bunch of it's so fucking annoying, dude. But anyways, yeah, so I'm out that, and I told the Toshimon devs, I was like, guys, like, these were my, my developer tokens, so like, it's not going to affect you at all. It really didn't affect anybody but me. I made it that way because I like didn't want to screw anybody over. And I was like, these are my developer tokens, and like, you don't have to come out. It doesn't have to come out of your developer stash at all. Like, we're just gonna keep going, keep moving. But I was broke now, and so I was wanting to pay myself out of the Toshimon coffers. And keep in mind, since I started Toshimon in October, I hadn't paid myself literally anything. I had been trading, and trading was really easy because it was up only, and I was making my money on that and spending that. And yeah, so I'm basically like, hadn't taken any salary at all, but I was, I own 70% of the company. I gave Derpy 10% randomly to my dev, Derpy, just because I liked him and I felt like the right thing to do because he wanted to be our lead dev. But he really didn't do that much. Like, he forked a couple smart contracts and he did some Web3, but like, he's not some like coding god or something, like, I know much better coders than him. he just seemed like a nice, like, loyal guy, and I was too nice, and I gave him a bunch of, I gave him 10% equity for no reason other than just to help with the token and stuff. And on top of that, total, I paid him $2,500 or maybe about $3,000. I have to look back on it, of the tokens. And I'm gonna sit down here for a second. Gave him about like 3,000 of the tokens, and that in itself is worth a few $100K. So, and then on top of that, we had sold all these fucking NFTs for ETH, and at $4,200 ETH, this is crazy. I was like, guys, I messaged them. I was like, guys, we need to sell off some of the ETH. I think it's top ETH, and we just need to make sure we have some cash reserves. Him and Spaniard are on the multi-sig, and they refuse to sell the ETH. They're like, it's going to keep going up. It's going to go to 6K. And I was like, well, we should sell off some to, just have some USDT so that, we can have our, we want to reduce the volatility of this asset right now. And they wouldn't do it, dude. They would not sign off on it. And at that peak, we had, 280K, something like that. And then they wouldn't sell. And so in total, when I got to Miami, I had just taken that hit. I was trying to do this damn crypto house thing. Oh my God, don't even get me started on that, bro. Like, don't even get me started on that. I lost 30K to that because the guy is insane, dude. He paid 80K to cancel the lease just so that I could lose 30K because he knew that it would hurt me worse because his wife's like a multi-hundred millionaire or some shit. So fucking annoying, dude. Extremely annoying. And that guy didn't even know that, Adit, his name's Adit. The guy didn't even know that much about crypto. Like, he really didn't. Like, I get there and he had like acted like he was like some like, he knew so much. And like, we had talked about some stuff about Uniswap and yield farming stuff. And I was like, okay, this guy like knows his stuff. No, he didn't even know what OpenSea was, dude. Which means he hadn't even done the due diligence on my company at all. He just is baffling. And we get there and it went from like us being like an incubator project. It went from us being an incubator project to being like his weird, like scripted reality TV show that he wanted to star in himself. The dude was doing, the guy was doing like these like really bad auditions the entire time. He's like trying to break into the movie scene or something. So cringe, dude. Like, extremely cringe. Like, he was like auditioning for like the guy that tells Nancy Drew that her hamster died or something like that. And like, I saw it and it was like, he's like shaking the whole time. Like, dude, it was so bad. But anyways, I don't even want to get into it right now. That's how I lost 30K. But so right after that happened and that me and Adit got into it and he's stomping around. Like, Adit got so mad because, okay, so basically, long story short, what I said is I had these girls about to come over and I was just joking, but I was like, dude, all right, these girls are coming over, like, don't scare the hoes, like, just chill out, because he was like strutting around, like, he's got like a gold chain on and stuff, and he's got his hands on his hips, and he's just like posturing, and he's like trying to be like a big manly man or something. And I was joking halfway, but I was also halfway not. I was like, dude, like, hey, don't scare the hoes. And he came over and he proceeded to scare the hoes the entire night, dude. The entire night he was just like doing that weird shit. Like, he's walking around dick first, like his hips out, like he's like walking around like that. Like, it was so weird, dude. And he had his hands on his hips. He's walking around just dick first through the house. It was weird, dude. And he's got a fiance. Like, I don't know why he was so worried about that when he has a fiance. But long story short, the next morning he was like, he threw a little fit. Meanwhile, everybody else is working, trying to get the house done and stuff. Like, trying to get because there was an incubator house. We were trying to do the project. And, we had devs working, and we had, we just needed to get the marketing down, and like everybody's in the house working. He's outside stomping around like a big baby. This is Adit, by the way. This is a completely different crypto house situation. I'll post some fucking screenshots on here or something like that of it. But anyways, he's stomping around, calling his wife. He's freaking out. He's like, yeah, Alex told me, not to scare the hoes last night or whatever. And yeah, the dude was just like overreacting. And he comes inside and he's like stomping around. He's still got his hands on his hips. He's still walking around dick first for some reason, like a fucking weirdo, dude, like an absolute freak. And yeah, he started like standing over me, and I was sitting at the table doing work and stuff. He started standing over me, and I was like, dude, sit down. Like, sit down. Like, what are you doing? And he refused to sit down. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm not sitting down either then, buddy. And I stood up and I started mirroring his body language, and I put like my hands on my hips, my dick was out front. And he didn't like it, I guess. And like, he was like just yelling at me, and so I started like, I was like, dude, like you're bitch made. Like, that's what I told him, and he freaked out, dude. And I left. I was like, I'm getting out of the situation. I left for a few hours. When I came back, the dude was like shaking and sitting at the table, and he's like freaking out. Long story short, the crypto house blew up, and they paid like $80K to fucking make it blow up just to hurt me, because they knew that me losing the $30K, they knew that I just gotten scammed for Toshiron from Jared Knight. And because I told him, I was like, guys, I just got scammed. Like, it's like, you know, it's affecting me right now. And it was. I was in a scarcity mindset. I'm still in a scarcity mindset. And anyways, so yeah, so we have that blowout. He takes the router with him. You know, he gets the water shut off. He gets the power shut off. You know, it's like I'm back at the fucking Section 8 housing again, bro. I'm just sitting there. All of a sudden, we got no AC. It's like when my mom forgot to pay the fucking the water and power bill when I was a kid. Like, it's like, damn, bro, you're really taking us back to the dark ages over your ego, you know? So anyways, this is happening. And then, so I hit up Derpy and Spaniard. And so what I had done is Spaniard paid me $5K for 20% stake in Toshiron back in like, you know, November or something of 2020, because I needed the money to pay the artists. And I took that money, I didn't pay myself any, took that money and I directly handed it to the artists. Like, I took it and gave it right to the artists. And we got the artwork done. And I did most of the shit myself. You know, most of the other shit, I just did myself. And, you know, like I designed all the game mechanics. I designed like, let me sit down on this fucking tree. Designed all the game mechanics, designed like the cards themselves, you know, the move lists. I made a machine learning thing to test the rarities, the type, or the strengths of the types versus each other. Like, I went all out for this fucking project, dude. And, you know, Spaniard never really did much. He did help with getting the website done and stuff like that. But mostly he didn't really have to. Like, he got 20% of the company because I needed money, and we needed money at the time for the artists. So anyways, I hit up Derpy and Spaniard. And mind you, we had pulled in, every time we had done a card, it was because I had organized it. I had the artist do it. And all that fucking Derpy or Spaniard would have to do, I would manage the fucking social media. I would contact whoever we did collabs with. Like, we did a collab like with Marin and stuff. Like, I contacted her. I got it all set up, you know, everything. And each time, you know, all they would have to do is, Spaniard wouldn't do anything. And then Derpy would have to update the website to show the new card. So it's like, you know, he did some Web3 each time. But he got paid in total, you know, if you look at the tokens that we paid him, as well as the ETH that we paid him, you know, he got paid about 250 or 300K for 6 months worth of work of him doing it part-time while he had another job. And so like he had this other job, which it was not at any reputable company. It was at a, you know, it wasn't a crypto company even. It was a regular IT company, and he was a phone person for an IT company. Okay, so, you know, don't believe the hype there. And I also have reason to believe, someone sent me some shit on Telegram that says that he is also Blue Kirby. So his name is Blue Derpy on there. His name's Jacob Barshaw. And I'll show you a pic of this man. And I'll put it on the screenshot here. And yeah, so he, you know, scammed people. Apparently, someone sent me this like a week ago. And apparently he scammed people for the EMN token as well. So I think he might just be a scammer. Because what happened was, as soon as I started paying myself, they were getting free labor out of me. Like, they both had a vested interest in the tokens because they had gotten tokens as part of this equity deal or as part of, you know, whatever else. Like, whenever Derpy would do stuff, initially, like, I paid him in tokens for a while, and then we started paying him in ETH once we had ETH. Okay? And so he had tokens, he had a vested interest for me to keep pumping the token, right? And, you know, I did pump the token. The token went from 80 cents at the lows to $180, right? So it did a 300x or some shit like that, 250x. And as soon as I started paying myself, they rugged me. So right when I was getting kicked out of the crypto house, they fucking, I hit them up and I was like, guys, I need money. Like, I just lost this 30K. I don't have any revenue coming in. Like, I need to take out some money from the coffers. And we still had like 100K or something like that. We would have had a lot more if they would have let me sell the fucking top on ETH, but they wouldn't. Because we were in a multi-sig together. And it was like, okay, I trust you guys. Like, you know, I had 70% of the company. I still do have 70% of the company. Derpy has 10, and Spaniard has 20 that he got for 5K. The company's worth a lot more than that. And yeah, so anyways, long story short, I hit them up and I'm like, guys, I need some ETH. Like, I'm like broke as a joke now. I've gotten completely fucked from all angles. Like, I need you guys to like, basically like I also needed friends at that time. Like it's pretty fucked up. Like I needed people to be around me. Like I was not in the greatest mindset. Like I was definitely not. And yeah, so they were like, no, we're not going to give you any ETH out of the coffers. You've already taken enough. You've taken 30K out. And I was like, dude, I started the business. I own 70% equity. And on top of that, I've paid both of y'all 3 or 4 times that at least. Just because based on the fucking tokens and the way the tokens have appreciated. And on the ETH that you took as well. And yeah, so they were like, no, we're on the multi-sig. And it was stupid because I should have had it to where I had 7/10 of the multi-sig. We should have had 10 signatures and I was 7/10. But then it's like, well, what's the point of the multi-sig? I should have just been able to do it myself. And I guess I just wanted it to be like better for the community and have everything. Because, we had the multi-sig owning a lot of shit. Multi-sig owns like some of the tokens too and stuff like that. And so I wanted it to be like, God damn it, there's fucking ants all over me. I wanted it to be, fair and like good for the community. But anyways, long story short, they said, no, we're not going to give you any more. You've taken, 40K out this whole year, and that's too much. It was a bear market. And so then they said, we're going to take everything away. And they they went into the Dev Hot wallet, and they transferred the smart contracts out, and they took all the ETH that were in the coffers, and they gave it to themselves. And yeah, so they basically did the equivalent, like, he was like working for me. He was like an employee, and he was an employee with an equity position, but just an employee. And he had been working. So part of the reason that he said that he did it, which just it doesn't make any sense, dude. Like I'm just getting rugged. Like that's what's happening. I'm getting rugged. Part of the reason he said that he did it is because I didn't have a Chase bank account to pay him W-2. But the thing is, I did have a Chase bank account, and I got the Chase bank account. And after I got it, we were waiting on Coinbase to approve us, which they still haven't fucking done. Coinbase takes forever, dude. Months. It's been months and months and months. I had to jump through all these hoops for Coinbase, dude. I had to write up a fucking AML statement and all this AML policy and shit. Like, dude, there's so much work for this crap. Bunch of crap. And it's still not fucking approved. I still don't have a Coinbase account. And anyways, so I jumped through all these hoops because he said he wants to quit his day job. He doesn't want to do this IT job anymore. And he's like, you got to, get a bank account and pay me W-2 because I'm going to, get a loan for a house. I don't know what he's doing. Some weird shit like that. But anyways, so I was like, okay, cool. And I told him, I was like, okay, well, we got the Chase bank account, but we don't have the Coinbase account yet, but hopefully it'll be soon. I didn't know how long it's going to take. It's still fucking pending. And I was like, but we got the Chase bank account. And so we had the bank account. We made our deposit. We secure it and all this stuff. But then, we weren't able to make any more deposits because, we didn't have the Coinbase account yet. And we were going to have to send the ETH to Coinbase and then withdraw it, ACH out into the bank account, right? But we never got that far because Chase closed down our bank account. Literally right when I moved into the fucking crypto house, Chase hits me up, emails me, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're closing down your bank account for inactivity. And I was like, okay, well, we're still fucking waiting for Coinbase, so I don't know what to do. It's like, I'm not gonna make another account with another bank until we get approved by Coinbase. Now, I told Derpy all this stuff, and I had asked Derpy in February, I was like, dude, if you want to quit your job, we just made a couple hundred K selling these NFTs. And I was like, dude, if you want to quit your job, now's a good time to do it. And, we can pay you. And he's like, okay, well, I'll wait until we have a bank account. Well, he also ended up waiting, and he quit his job. As soon as I got the bank account, he quit, but I told him we were still waiting on Coinbase. But he was in the know same as me, first of all. And second of all, why is it so loud over here, though? So let me get past this. All right, so anyways, long story short, we didn't have the Coinbase thing, so I couldn't pay him W-2 yet, but he was still getting paid in ETH. So he got so irked about it because he needed this house or whatever, but dude, he was in the same exact boat as me, and he also waited till the actual top to quit. It was baffling. He waited until the Pico top to quit. Literally, I'm pretty sure he quit the same day as the very, the tippity top, okay? So, anyways, long story short, he stole the smart contracts, they stole all the ETH, and they won't give me any control of my company. They took the Dev Hot wallet and they moved it all to their personal wallets, and then they told everybody I'm a scammer, okay? So that's what I'm dealing with right now. That's how I went from, about 1.2 million at the top down to I have a couple $100 and I'm doing a bullish retest of homelessness right now. So that's where I'm at. I haven't activated my Twitter because dude, it's just so taxing. Like, I've had my own friends on Twitter, like, that I know IRL, that they just, like, happen to know, like, or found my Twitter or whatever, have asked me if I'm a scammer, dude. Like, I'm, like, the least scammy person. Like, we airdropped 100 people $70K, and I didn't give myself any because I didn't want to be disingenuous. And because I paid myself $40K in a year, Derpy decided and Spaniard decided that they can steal the company, rob the smart contracts out of the dev hot wallet, and then take all of the Ethereum out of the coffers. And everybody on Twitter and all the people that were in that token, that are in Toshimon and community and stuff, have abandoned me because they want their bags to pump, and they don't give a fuck. And whenever you're down, people are going to keep fucking kicking you. And it seems like that's particularly true in crypto. So I don't know what about it is, but to the people out there that like have, listened to me and know that I'm, trying my best here. And the only reason I haven't gone off about this fucking Toshimon shit was because I wanted to let you exit your bags. I don't want to fudge your bags. I know everybody's down. I looked at Derpy and Spaniard's wallets, dude, they're down 95%. They were in this shit coin, like some real shit coins. And they're down 95%. That's probably the reason they fucking rugged me. The bear market has everybody rugging each other. And also they're just bad traders, period. And they're bad investors. And they took that out on me. And they made it to where I'm the one that has to fucking be homeless. Derpy lives in his mom's basement, dude. I used to listen to this man talk about his girlfriend cheating on him all the time and console his ass. Like, and none of that will matter when the fucking coin goes down. None of that's going to matter. They're going to rug your ass. Doesn't matter if you think you're a friend on Twitter. Like, no. These motherfuckers fucked me when I had nobody. I'm saying nobody. I don't have any... There's nowhere... I don't have, like, some parent's basement to go crash in. No. I don't. I'm living in my car. And it's fucked. All the people in the community that went with it just because they wanted their bags to pump, like Noviol and all these other motherfuckers, you can go fuck yourself. I actually hate you because I'm the one that airdropped you the goddamn token, and I'm the one that worked tirelessly for a year to fucking build this company. And just because he has control of the smart contracts now, you're gonna let them rug me. You're a piece of shit. Period. You're actually a piece of shit. I deserved better, and I expected a lot better from y'all. Like, the community's a piece of shit. Most of them. There's like one or two that I like. Period. The rest of them, I don't understand. It baffles me that you can do that to somebody that like did nothing but try to help you the whole time. That just gave you airdrop free tokens, and even doing the fucking deal with, even trying to do the deal with Jared Lang, I was trying to do that to fucking be for the best of the community. Because like I thought that if we got a deal with GameStop, it was going to pump the fuck out of the token, and it would have, and it was all real. It actually is. I'm so baffled because I don't know why he rugged me, like why Jared scammed me, because it actually was all real. Like he messaged me from his Instagram account and shit, like everything, like it's all real. He has pics with Ryan Cohen. It actually is his brother-in-law. Like it actually is real. Like I don't know what happened, dude. I really don't understand that part at all. But I was selling it to him for significantly under market value too, because I wanted it. I was more about the community, like us all making it. And that's why I had it to where he wasn't supposed to sell them either. Like part of the agreement was he wasn't supposed to sell them. I was never going to fucking sell my tokens. I was never going to sell them. But anyways, I got to find my car. I'm parked around here somewhere. But that was a long rant, but thanks for listening. I'll try to go out through this video and post sources and stuff. If you want to support me in any way, like the video, share the video. Maybe that'll help other people not get scammed by these people. Check out my new project, which is just an NFT project, raremojis.com, RAREMOJIS.com. And just, I guess, follow me on Twitter. It's UltraXPT on Twitter. I'm going to reactivate my account soon. I just had to take a break because it's so tiring, dude. All these dudes on Twitter just, like, come into your comments and like accuse you of shit, and like there's just like endless amounts of them. I really think people have alternate accounts and they just use them to like fucking terrorize people. But anyways, I walked myself to, I'm completely lost. I have no idea where I'm at, so I'm gonna find my car. But yeah, thanks for listening.